Another one brought to you by the state of Tennessee. I think that's going to be the name of the new album. Brought to you by the state of Tennessee. This one is one that I wrote after the drag ban. That was really one of the first things that made Heather and I kind of ask ourselves, what were we thinking as an interracial lesbian couple? What made us move here? Why did we do that to ourselves?
Music City, baby.
You know, that's really what it is. That's how they got us. But, you know, the thing that's been so interesting about being in Tennessee, especially in these times in which we find ourselves, Tennessee is really kind of the proving ground for a lot of these really nefarious bills that you see in so many other places. They kind of bring them to Tennessee first, test them out there, see how they do, and then go shop them around to North Carolina, to Oklahoma, to Texas, to all these other places. And the drag ban was one of those. When they introduced that bill, the language in it was so loose, so intentionally loose, that an artist like myself, who also happens to do my job on a stage, for whom it also matters to me a great deal that my shows are always all ages friendly, because I know what Visibility did to save my own life, and because I always bring my dapper best. I would have been breaking the law in the state of Tennessee every single time I did my job, had that bill been allowed to stand. And gender expression both are just so deeply, deeply personal. They are nobody's business, least of all the government's. And for a group of folks who swear they love freedom so much. This song is called Suit and Tie. They were a boy until they realized that wasn't them at all. Never felt like one or the other of those decals that assigned us to a bathroom stall. They turned 18, went to court, paid the fees, chose a new name to be called. They were a boy until they realized that wasn't them at all. I've been a girl from as far back as my memory recalls. Never looked much like the others. I was always too big, always too tall. Loved Carolina blue, loved my He-Man shoes and playing basketball. I've been a girl from as far back as my memory recalls. This world is a mess and it's getting worse as days go by. Uncivil unrest about who's a girl and who's a guy. But this heart beating in my chest knows the truth I can't deny. I might look good in a dress, but I feel better in a suit and tie. He's been a boy from as far back as his memory recalls. Never looked much like the others. He was always too soft, always too small. Loved to dance and sing and cut up fashion magazines for all his paper dolls. He's been a boy from as far back as his memory recalls. She's been a girl since before she knew the word trans at all.
never felt much like the others, trapped inside the casket confines of their gender's walls. Moved to Tennessee, now she's so scared she can barely breathe from all their hateful laws. She's been a girl since before she knew the word trans at all. This world is a mess and it's getting worse as days go by. Uncivil unrest about who's a girl and who's a guy. But this heart beating in my chest knows the truth I can't deny. I might look good in a dress, but I feel better in a suit and tie. Yeah, I look good in a dress, but I look better in a suit and tie.
Thank you so much.